Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you my top 5 tips that I'm taking away from 2023. And if you're watching this on Christmas, you're in luck because we're doing a Christmas giveaway of a 3X carbon paddle at the end of this video. And guys, be sure not to stay tuned to the end because all your friends and opponents are not gonna want you to know these top 5 tips. But do be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. All right, now let's go. Top tip number 5, and I'll work my way down all the way to 1, is the third shot hybrid. Now, this is right in between the third shot drive, where you're trying to hit that ball, low over the net, full speed shot. And it's in between the third shot drop, where we're hitting that ball, we're finessing it into the kitchen at our opponent's feet. This is right in between at that 50 to 60% speed. And the time where this shot is maybe most effective is after you hit a serve, your opponent's hitting the return, and you're hitting that third shot while they're coming into the net. Now maybe they're not getting into the net quick enough, and that's when we want to hit that little bit of an off pace, 50, 60% speed. We don't need it to come, at the kitchen like a drop, but we don't need to hit a full speed drive. This is when you're going to want to incorporate that third shot hybrid into your game. All right, shot number 4 that I'm taking away from 2023 is the two-handed backhand volley. We're seeing this more and more at the pro level, at the higher level. Specifically, we've been seeing Ben Johns practice this, #1 player in the world, for the last several years. Now, there's 2 main reasons why I encourage you, I encourage my wife, I encourage my sister to hit the two-handed backhand volley. Number 1, it gives us extra stability and support when we're blocking those backhand volleys. So instead of being out here, a lot of times, and I'm not picking on my sister or my wife, but we're just not strong enough with that one-handed volley. So having that two-handed volley to block those really hard shots that are coming to us as a drive can help a lot. Now, number 2, and I'd say even more importantly, is when we're getting these high balls that are coming into us as floaters, and we're not able to run around and hit an overhead, but we're hitting backhand. It's really difficult to hit a backhand, one-handed swinging shot. If you throw that extra left hand on there, you're going to be able to hit a lot more power and make a lot more shots and put the ball away better with that two-handed volley. So give this two-handed volley a try. All right, shot number 3 that we're seeing a lot more this year, and I've been incorporating it into my game, had many free points, well, not free points, but won a lot of points using this in nationals, is the lob. Using the lob is effective, it's big time effective defensively, but I'm talking today offensively. We're seeing this more at the high level where we're taking at the right time, we're hitting a lob over our opponent's head. We're giving it plenty margin to get over their head, but we're keeping that within a few feet of the baseline. Now, I'd say the key thing that we want to think about with the lob is not overutilizing it. We want to maybe use it 1 to 2 times a game. If you start to pull this off or pull this out a few too many times in a game, what's going to happen is your opponent's going to be a little bit more ready for that. They take 1 step, 2 steps, and they're crushing that overhead right back at you. So, practice this and incorporate this into your games because you can catch your opponents off guard when they're not prepared for it. All right, top tip number 2 is on the serve. Now, my tip is don't just get your serve in. Throughout this year, I've been seeing a lot of people revert back to just getting the serve in because of the rule changes. And I understand. We used to be able to hit these spin and be a lot more aggressive, but we still have control. The only time in the point where we have control, we can do whatever we want. We're not having to move for the ball, but it's going wherever we drop that ball, whether we drop it or we hit it out of the air. Now, what I want to give you as a major tip for the serve is one thing I've learned and I've started doing this year that's giving me a lot more power, and I'm still getting the control that I need. Now, that one tip is, I will say I step up. That gives me a little bit of power, but the major thing I'm doing is at point of contact, I'm really snapping my wrist. Now, I can just stand right here and get a lot of power by just snapping the wrist. When you put the whole serve together, your routine's very key with the serve, but you put your routine together, you get that full motion that you're comfortable with, and then you really snap it at point of contact, your serve is going to be that much better. All right, I'm standing here at the net because this net causes us so much harm, and it plays into my number one tip, which is minimize mistakes. We can win so many more points by just thinking more about how we can make less mistakes. When you're in that dink rally with your opponent, think, just hit one more dink back, cause your opponent to be the one to miss or speed up so you can put it away. When you're hitting those third shot drops, the drops from the baseline, don't miss it in the net. Give yourself a little bit more margin for error and make your opponent hit a good shot. When you're hitting those drives, when you're hitting those shots, don't aim for the line. Give yourself a little bit margin for error so you're not missing the ball wide. So take all these tips into the new year and be sure to have a good start to the year. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks to our sponsor, Carbon Pickleball, for making this giveaway of a 3X carbon paddle possible. If you want to enter, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment of why you love pickleball. And hey, if you don't end up winning, we've still got a 10% discount code for you in the description. We'll see you in the next video.